But if I remember rightly, the town of tomorrow already exists. What are we dreaming of exactly? Of a town where we'll enjoy living, where cars have not taken over the streets, the pavements, and the atmosphere, and where it is just as easy to travel about. Let's take a trip to Germany and land in the heart of the Vauban district. Isn't this the sort of town we're dreaming of?
Paulina, nimmst du die mit?
Meine will was ab.
Und wer nimmt die? Tout est fait un peu justement pour se déplacer.
Everything's been done so we can move about by bike or tram.
Mais très souvent.
Often, especially when the weather's fine, we go by bike.
C'est vrai, c'est agréable. Les enfants peuvent courir un peu partout.
The children can run about freely, even the tiniest. One can let them play outside. Even so, you have to keep a lookout as there are a few cars. There's the tram, but they can play outside on their own. It is very enjoyable. One can walk about without worrying. It's the same for the children. There's plenty of space.
The Vauban district is perhaps a simpler, more relaxed way of living. With the local services at hand, with closer contact between people, because they aren't separated by roads, by the endless flow of traffic that separates people and houses.
Ah, il y a une voiture.
Oh, there's a vehicle. It's the grocery van. He's allowed here. Vehicles do pass from time to time, but you can see they don't drive fast.
Everything has been done to give a better life without cars. And everyone wins. From children on their way to school to the old lady doing her shopping.
Ich habe kein Auto. Ich sag immer, ich habe.
I don't have a car, but I always say I have 80. There are 80 to 100 vehicles in carpools in Freiburg. And here in the Vauban district, there are around 15.
Carsharing-Autos.
Half the families don't have cars, and most of them use car sharing from time to time. But in fact, they do their shopping, pursue their everyday activities without a car, like me.
Leo hinten drauf. Alles klar? Halt dich gut fest nach vorne.
Soft mobility has taken over in people's minds and in the way they behave.
For me, the tram was also a reason for living here. Because at my age, I have to accept I'll be less mobile in the future. I won't always be able to ride a bike, so I'll take the tram. You don't feel threatened here. The speed limit is 30 kilometers per hour, and in the smaller streets either 10 or 20. You feel relaxed. It's above all a feeling of freedom. There isn't that constant flow of traffic. It's the feeling of being at ease, at home. It's a freedom without cars. It's regaining ownership of public space. Because it's ours. We can move about freely on a human scale.
The recipe for this little urban revolution isn't that complicated, and most people will love the results.
I really like the Vauban district, which was designed on sustainable development principles. It's very exciting. The way the tram line has been grassed over and the fact that the tram takes people to the city centre. And the way the people who live there began to realize they don't need their own transport right up to their front door, that there is another way of doing things. There are people on foot everywhere in the city centre, and the tram makes its way between them. It's superb, very enjoyable. It makes you want to install the same system everywhere. The blend of milieu is very enjoyable. It gives a good idea of what can be accomplished in cities like Fribourg that have made more people-friendly choices.
At present, our towns are mostly like this. As concerns noise, it's more like this. We've all caught the disease. When will we accept to get rid of our shiny cars, our noisy engines and our precious little toys? Conspicuous consumption, outward signs of success, of power.
Our MPs and councillors know very well that in urban areas we have to find an alternative to private vehicles, which, in my view, are out of place as they use too much energy and space. We don't have the space to let every resident have a private car. We need to offer alternatives that give the same freedom, because what's fabulous with cars is that we can go wherever we like, whenever we like. Except it's no longer possible, given the traffic congestion, parking restrictions, cost. It's expensive to run a car in urban areas.